Ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo-doo, ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo-doo, ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo-doo.
Do you have your TESOL certificate?
Ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo-doo, ba-dum-bum.
Hi guys, it's Danielle Iwata here. I'm so happy to have you back on my channel. Soon, all teachers who teach English online for Chinese-based companies will not only need to have their degree, but it will also be a requirement that they have a 120-hour TESOL or TEFL certificate. Back in about the end of 2018, the online ESL teacher community exploded or imploded as it was announced through many of their companies. Emails were sent that in the near future, teachers will need to have their ESL certificate to continue to work as an online teacher. Since then, it's been kind of quiet really about news or things that have been changed. However, in July of this year, the Chinese Ministry of Education did come out with some new updates that will impact us as teachers. So I want to talk to you about what that means, how it affects us, and what steps we can take as online ESL teachers. So let's talk about what the Ministry of Education in China has said. Let's talk about the new rules and regulations that they are now implementing. So what exactly are the requirements? For all teachers who are working for Chinese companies, teach as teachers, the Chinese government is now requiring that they have a bachelor's degree, they pass their criminal background check, you have your TESOL or TEFL certificate, and it must be accredited. We'll talk about what that means, accredited too. And also all of these documents have to be uploaded. You have to have some kind of a picture or proof, and they need to be uploaded to your respective companies. And this information is all based on an update that the Ministry of Education in China released this year. I will link the article below. It is in Chinese, but if you copy and paste it into Google Translate, you can translate it and get the gist of basically what it's saying. And also, I wanted to show you guys here below, there's an article that really sums up very well what these Chinese regulations mean for us as teachers. This article is thorough, concise, and understandable because it's written in English. This blog is actually founded by a former director of teacher operations for several Chinese-based ESL companies, so his content is knowledgeable, accurate. The blog is called teachfromhome.online. The blog itself has some really good content, so be sure you check it out. So according to this update, by the end of 2019, all teachers will need to have this submitted, the qualifications that I just mentioned of your bachelor's degree, pass your criminal check, and your ESL certificate, and you have to have it uploaded. Because by 2020, all of these companies, these Chinese-based companies, will have to prove to the Ministry of Education that their teachers meet their qualifications that the government has set forth. If the companies fail to prove this to the government, they can be blacklisted and be shut down. If you're an online ESL teacher for a Chinese company, you probably already have your bachelor's degree and you've passed your background check. That is usually the standard protocol for many of these companies. However, you may not have your ESL certification. And if that is your case, I have good news for you. I have partnered with International Open Academy. They are an international team of professional online educators that have a variety of courses. And amongst this is the 120-hour TESOL certification. If you use my link below, you can get this for a steal. $19. That is a good deal in my book. And what's more important is that if you go through this academy, the certificate that you get, your 120-hour TESOL certificate, is accredited. This is huge. You want to really make sure that whatever route you take to get your ESL certification, that it is accredited. What does that mean? It means that a respected outside institution has checked the course and made sure that it is legit and it is valid. Because as you know, there's so many of these different ESL certification courses, but not all of them are accredited. So it would be a shame that you spend your time and take the course, but it is not recognized really outside of that academy. So that the TESOL certification that the International Open Academy offers is accredited, and it is a 120-hour course module. So let's talk a little bit about the ESL certification process generally. I know you'll hear a lot about what TESOL, TEFL, even TESL. What is the difference between all of these, and which one would be the best one for you? To be honest, something that I actually didn't know is that TEFL, TESOL, TESL, all of these, they are not actually certifications. This refers to like the definition of what the course is. These are the terms that refer to who are you teaching. Let's talk about exactly what they stand for. So TESL, Teaching English as a Second Language. This refers to more if you are residing in an English-speaking country and you are teaching somebody else whose native language is not English. For example, if I am teaching English in the United States to somebody from Peru whose first language is Spanish, so I'm teaching them English. So that would be useful if I am more a person who lives in a native English country and I am teaching somebody whose second language will be English. Okay, that was a TESL. Let's talk about TEFL. TEFL is Teaching English as a Foreign Language. This is when you're teaching English in countries where English is not the first language. For example, if I am a teacher teaching in China. The TESOL stands for Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. And it is a general name for the field of teaching English, speakers of other languages, and it's a catch-all for the TESL and the TEFL. So it's like the TESL and the TEFL all in one. When you look at it like that, the most versatile certification that you can get that could apply in a variety of fields is the TESOL, the Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. That really is a catch-all, a general certification that can be used in a variety of circumstances. When you are choosing which academy, which company to get certified with, there are a lot of them out there. If you go on Groupon, there's a lot. So how can you decide which one is the best one for you? First, I would definitely make sure that it is accredited. Like I mentioned, it means it is recognized worldwide, which is what you want. You want your certification to be recognized, to be valid, so that you can use it wherever you go. I would definitely look at reviews. Many companies, you can check the reviews, you can check what other people have said, check what their experience has been. Looking at reviews for a couple of companies for TESOL certification, a big complaint, for example, was that the course was great, but the access, the link, had like only a 2-week window. So they weren't able to finish the course in 2 weeks. So that was something to keep in mind. By the way, with the International Open Academy, if you use my link below, your access to the course is lifetime. You don't have a time limit to finish. You will always be able to do it at your own pace. And you also want to make sure that it is 120 or plus hours. Most companies now are requiring that. There are other TESOL certifications that are 30 or 60 hours or less hours than 120. So make sure that your certification is a minimum of 120 hours. Now, mind you, hint, hint, it's not going to actually take you 120 hours. I have a 120 hour certification. It took me about a week or two to get it done. And I took my time with it. It won't actually take you that long, but that is the quality or the module number of hours that you want your certificate to say at the end of the day. Really, guys, why should you get your TESOL certification? To me, it's like a passport, you know? If you want to travel outside of the country, your first step is to get a passport. If you don't have a passport, it really doesn't matter how much money you have or what plans you have. Without your passport, the doors aren't going to open for you. So when you have your certification in this online teaching world that is exploding more and more with teachers and companies, that opens a lot of doors for you. So it's a good thing to have. Also, many companies do require a bachelor's degree. However, the bachelor's degree can be in anything. So for example, for me, I'm a microbiologist. I'm a scientist. My profession is in the laboratory. Now, while I do have experience with the volunteer work that I participate in, and I have a little bit of teaching experience, but it's a different thing to be teaching English as a second language online. I don't have the techniques or the strategies. So studying this helped give me an idea of how to do my best job as a ESL teacher. It's really good, especially if you don't have a degree in education or a degree in teaching English as a second language. This really helps you to feel good and confident regardless of what your degree is in. Also, it never expires. Your TESOL certification never expires. It is valid. You don't have to renew it. You don't have to do continuing education courses like I do. And every 3 years, I have to do continuing education and submit it to renew my certification as a microbiologist. With this, you don't actually have to renew it. Once you get it, it's done. Also, having your TESOL certification may result in a higher pay for you when you interview companies. I've seen a couple of interview rubrics that the interviewers have, and a line on the interview is, do you have your ESL certification? And if you do, you qualify usually for many companies for a higher pay grade. So yeah, that's good too, right? And also, it's very good always to invest in yourself, invest in your teaching. Life is a progression. You don't want to just stay stagnant. It's very good to improve yourself, improve your teaching. I don't think there is a perfect teacher, but it's really good to be able to arm yourself with the strategies, techniques, tips, ideas that maybe you wouldn't have thought of, but that people who have studied ESL science share with you. As many of us are, we're independent contractors, so it's like you're your own business. It's like investing in your business. I hope this video has been helpful. I get a lot of questions and emails, and I see a lot of people worried about what the new regulations are in China. What does it mean for me? What do I have to do? So I wanted to make this video to kind of explain the little that I know about it and to share with you a great deal for a good quality, economic, recommended TESOL course that you can get if you need it. If you need the link, it's below. If you do decide to take the course, I would love to hear from you what you thought about it. How did it go? My email, I'll leave it below too. You can write me. I would love to hear from you and how it goes. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.